So today I thought I'd have another look at something I've had for years, and I've never actually touched it. So yeah, let's get stuck in. I've already got stuck in a little bit, so let's have a look at what we have. So this is a Sanyo mono cassette recorder of some variety. It is a Sanyo M1001, and it is a little portable cassette player. So it has its own little speaker. It allows you to record. So it isn't really a personal stereo per se. It's more of a personal recorder, I guess, almost like a sort of a dictation machine. So as you can see, I've already got stuck in with this, and I've started out with just replacing the belts. Thankfully, they weren't actually that knackered. So here's one of them. It's a bit stretchy, if anything, but it hasn't turned into a horrible sort of gooey mess. It's just a little bit slack, if anything. This one here is for the counter. I don't have anything that thin, so I'm going to leave that one as it is because the counter still works and it's not 100% essential for operation of the deck. Now, covering that capstan was this plate here, which goes over like so and is held in by 3 screws. And I think this has to go either side of that. I think it goes there, so it does actually sort of fit in one sort of particular way. But this has a little screw there, has a screw here, and also there as well. And that was relatively easy to remove, if I'm going to be honest. That comes out. And it might be an idea to get a bit of rubber renew onto this idler as well. The board is held in with 1, 2, 3, 4 screws. And if you loosen off the cabling with this sort of black pad stuff, which sort of disintegrates, which we'll need to replace with some suitable sticky material, this whole board comes up like so. Be careful because there is a micro switch down the bottom that you don't want to snag. That comes up just enough to allow us to get the belt from the capstan to the spool both out and a new one back in again. So the way I'm doing this is I'm going to try and get it tucked under the capstan flywheel itself, like so. So a little bit fiddly, but it can be done. And at the same time, I'm going to pull it on the other side so that I can get it over that tape spool. So we're going to come up over like so. There you go. Then we'll just come around and on. There we are. And then rotate to make sure everything's in place, which it looks like it is. And then the next one is from this motor, which does sound a bit noisy, to the capstan flywheel. Now with the motor, I'm not going to do a big dismantling job on this. Literally just going to give that a little spritz of lithium grease. Oh, and yeah, that has actually silenced it somewhat, so that's good. And then we're just going to get a suitably sized belt to go from here to here, so we'll just have a look in my box of belts, of which there are hopefully some suitable candidates. Right, that's coming up onto there. There we are, that's on there. Should be able to snag that like so. Yep, there we are. And then that should come over there, so I can hook that onto the motor. Can come around under here. There we go. And then around the flywheel itself. So also I need to keep it under this little pillar here, which is the mount for the board itself. So to do that, I'll just use a flat blade and poke that back down like so. So that goes, there you go, that's under. Then around. So it will have a tendency to try and pop off. But there you go, you can actually work it around like that, and then that is on. And there we go. So all I need to do now is just reassemble that, but that's better. The belt is tighter. And that generally does look a lot healthier, actually. Let's grab one of these. There we go. And just put a bit on to the idler. Like so. So that the whole idler's covered. So actually, if I leave that playing like that, I can work some of this around it whilst it's playing, and hopefully be even to tighten that up a bit so it doesn't move quite so much. There we are. And just basically what I'm going to do is just work it around like so whilst it's in playback mode. And just try and get it so that we have some going on there. I might need to leave this a little longer to actually work, to be honest with you. Right, let's try and put that screw in now.
Put your sweet lips a little closer to the phone. To turn the jukebox way down low.
What if it... I think it's just old, to be honest with you. It probably needs these capacitors replacing. It's probably riddled with dry joints, but let's just put it back together, and then we can say that we've managed to rebuild it and kind of sort of managed to rejuvenate it as well, which is handy. Right, that's back in. Let's try the tape again. That's better. So that may have literally just been an earthing of the board issue. So that can go back in there. That's back in there. Let's pop these out. There we go. Ooh, there goes one. Let's bring this over. Let's pop this back on. Don't forget your trim piece. So we'll need to put that little trim piece back in. There it is. And that literally just sits over the little motor. So that goes to there. That goes... Actually, it's probably easier to have it on here. Yeah, on there first, then there. And let it fall out like that, I guess. Let's try that again. So here, here, and I think that's almost there. Some wires under there I need to manipulate back in. Which we can do a well-placed screwdriver. There we go. There we go. Then just need to screw it back in to keep those either side of that. And we just need to screw it back in now. So we've got suitable screws. We've got everything kind of back in place. That one seems to have actually broken away on the bit of plastic that it's supposed to go onto it, so I don't think that will ever go back in unless I repair. That's not a screw from it. Unless I repair the plastic. I think I've got some of these screws in the wrong place, but hey. Let's see how far we get with it anyway. Worst case, I've got plenty of screws around, so I can sort that out easily enough. There should be one to go into there. I can't find that immediately, so I'll have a hunt around for it, but in the meantime, let's pop the batteries back in. So we've got this which goes into there, so that allows us to get the batteries out easily. So for the whole lot, there's actually only one way the batteries will go, and that is the way that I'm doing them. Like so. Then you have the little battery cover that goes over. Then we have this, which needs to be glued back onto there. That won't be too difficult to sort out. And then it just looks like that, which is quite nice. So if we eject it, like so. So we just need to glue it, as I say. We'll get our test cassette again. And there you go. Excellent. Well, that was a bit touch and go, to be honest. For a moment, I didn't think I was going to have anything working at the end of this, but it seems that it's rallied itself and come back to life, which is nice. So that is the end of a successful project. Well, very short project, actually. After this video, I'm going to, and this just because it's mainly boring stuff that you may not be interested to see, I'm going to glue that back on properly, give it a bit of a general clean up, and call it a day with it, because that's now working. That can go and just sit as part of my collection. The other thing I'm tempted to do is to get a more modern speaker, because a lot of things audio-wise haven't advanced over the years or got really any better, though they have and they haven't. But mainstream-wise, one thing that has got a lot better for mainstream stuff is small loudspeakers. So it would be interesting to actually try a much newer technology speaker on this to see if we can improve the way it sounds. Anyway, that is it for today. I hope you found this interesting. I hope you enjoyed seeing this little Sanyo get resurrected. It's rather nice, actually. Use it for some audio recording whilst you're out and about, if you so desired. Maximum of 90 minutes, well, 120 minutes with a C120, but I wouldn't use a C120. They're a little bit dicey, let's say. But yeah, there you go. Nice little thing. Nice little thing looking aesthetically as well, with a built-in speaker. But anyway, I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you have, give it a like, give it a thumbs up. It's the same thing. Ultimately, don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you again soon. Take care. Thanks for watching.